Welcome to another episode of Advancing Consciousness podcast with myself, Franco De Nicola. And today is episode 28, and we're going to look at how to love yourself. It's a very interesting topic because we hear it a lot. You need to love yourself more. Well, let's take a look what that is all about. So, today we're going to look at how to love yourself. In a way you can look at it and say, loving ourself. Does that take effort? Do we need to do something to love ourselves? Do we need to focus on loving ourselves? Do we forget how to love ourselves? What are we? Are we just a being that somehow we have to fall in love with? Those topics have come up, and that discussion has come up in around loving ourselves more. I've heard this in the spirit community. I've heard it with other conventional way of thinking. Hey girl, hey boy, whatever, you need to love yourself more. You need to give more appreciation for yourself, or in things of that nature. So then today's topic is, how do you love yourself? Well, let's take one look at really what we are. We are love personified. We are source. Source is love. In fact, love is creation in appreciation. It creates and appreciates its creation. It learns from its creation, expands within its creation, becomes a grander aspect in its creation. And that very fabric of creation, of existence, of sourceness is love. Love is the foundation that creates everything. It is the part that is non-polarized. The part that is not separated. It's the part that basically sees perfection and is perfection in all aspects. Now, when we look at ourselves, what are we looking at? There's many parts to ourselves. There's the physical aspect of ourselves we call the body. There is the human entity aspect of ourselves, which is the soul that incarnates on planet Earth, that resides on planet Earth while planet Earth exists. And then there's the part of the multidimensional soul. There's that part. Then there is the mind that works all of it together to create this one unit. Of course, we also have the ego, the artificial intelligence, which is the other part. But the very fabric essence of who we are is this spirit, the spirit of creation. But spirit being love, source being love, and we are it, and we are of the same. We are love. We are love. We're love in creation. So really, can you not love yourself? It's impossible. Believe it or not, it's not. It's not possible to not love ourselves. Because the very essence of who we are is love. There's nothing outside of love. We create the idea of absence of love, but we're love. So we don't need to love ourselves more. What we really need to do, if you want to experience more of that love, that appreciation of your creation, of your essence, is to kind of give up, drop the whole idea of self-judgment, comparison, separation, and so forth. Why would you not experience love for yourself and be that love? Is it possible because we're judging ourselves, comparing ourselves, or that we're using markers of good, bad, right, wrong, we made a mistake, we made poor choices, that we're a failure or something of that nature? Or that someone said something and we bought into the idea and we're giving it power. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of that. All of it serves, all of it is perfect. However, those are temporary experiences. The foundation is still love and so forth. Now, we can create judgment. We can create the idea that we are imperfect, that we're a mess, that we're an abomination, I think it's something like that, of creation, of experience. You could see yourself as despicable, dark, whatever you want to see it. But you're still love, love in action, love in creation. Now, even selfishness is love. Being selfish is love. All of it is love. So as much as we adopted all of it for part of our experience, the bottom line is, if we want to experience more love in a conscious state, because we always are love and we cannot disconnect from that, if you want to consciously be observant of this love and to create in the eyes of love, then we go through the process of dropping all judgment, comparison, labels, and definitions that we've applied to ourselves based on certain experiences, based on certain actions or interactions, based on whatever happened or did not happen. That's all. It's really dropping self-judgment, and then you feel, acknowledge, experience love in a conscious state. Love in that. Because if you look at it, if you're not judging yourself, you're not comparing, you're not demonizing or labeling yourself good or not good enough, capable or not capable enough, damaged or not damaged or anything, if none of that is applied, do you think you would have any issues of experiencing love within yourself? Not at all. Not at all. But let's go even further. Look around you. Gaia, the planet, whatever you want to call it, is you. It's your creation. Every sentient being, every so-called life force, because the planet is also a life force, every plant, every species of plant, every animal, every oceanic kingdom expression, every bird, reptiles, everything in existence is you. But it goes further. Everyone you see around you in form, as another human, for example, and even some of the beings that are not in human form 100% or have taken a modified version of the human form, is you. So to truly experience unbridled, unlimited love, you drop all judgment of all existence. Judgment of one another, judgment of all of the different kingdoms, judgment of the so-called sentient beings, and judgment of the planet. Now, I know in some of those areas you may not have judgment, but in some other areas you do. Because the more you experience love for all existence, the more in-depth love you experience. And that even accentuates your beingness, your individualized beingness in that oneness space, because as oneness, what that means is that we're all one. We're all spirit in action, spirit in creation, spirit in enlightenment, and that spirit is source, and you are source. Everything around you is source. Without source, there is nothing. So, the loving yourself is dropping all judgment, all labels, all definitions of yourself. Those were all adopted ideas to have a polarized, separated experience, but now you are reuniting yourself. The moment you stop judging, you feel the love within yourself. When you stop judging others, comparing others, labeling others, you love everything around you, everything, because everything is you. Nothing is outside of being you. It just looks like separate you or separate identities and so forth, whatever you want to call it. But it is all you. So how do you love yourself? Drop everything that you've adopted as an idea of who you are and really experience the awesome sourceness, creator, essence that has created yourself and is experiencing itself and advancing itself. Throw the judgment out and you automatically are in love with yourself, with everything else. And the more you allow that to be, love is all around you. Love is within you and all around you. Because the makeup of all existence is love. So as much as we've been reminded that we are love, we're also being reminded that we are one with all existence. We've come here to play together, not separate. Because if we wanted to play separate, we would have been the only one here. But we wanted playmates. We wanted to experience differences in our expression and experience. Yes, at one point we agreed to take on polarity and separation and so forth. But that is what we are reversing because, not because there's judgment or something right, wrong, good, bad about it. It's because we're advancing ourselves. We're done with that older experience. That's all. Nothing else. So, be that love that you are because you already are. Go experience it. So if you're feeling a lack of love for yourself, ask yourself the question, well, how did I label myself? Well, how am I defining myself? What am I judging myself for? What did I adopt as an idea that keeps me from experiencing myself as who I am, love, from the core essence of myself? That's the question you ask. So go out and experience more love because you are love personified. And everybody around you is love personified, expressing itself to you, with you, as you play with them. And that is all there is around how to love yourself. So thank you for joining me on this particular topic. Should you want to support us, we welcome your financial support. This is our only resources to keep all the platforms going, to focus on creating ongoing content. So in the description, you'll find a link to contribute. Should you want to access any of our workshop, there's a link for that. And should you want to check out the website and register on our newsletter, you are also welcome to do so. There is a link for that too. So until next time, go experience the personified love that you are and see how your world shapes as you access that love. Because the more love you access, the freer you are, the more powerful conscious creator that you are. Until next time, have a blast.